You are the very American people that we need in this country. Those of you who are smart, was willing to take the next step. And then we applaud you at the Robert Duverny Show. And then this show again has always been and always will be a show that really made out just for you. Nobody else but you. Well, I'd like to give you a few seconds to call a colleague, call a friend, a family member. Let them know the Robert Duverny Show is on. You know, if it's Monday, if it's 8 p.m. to 2000 hours, it's the Robert Duverny Show. Well, as I'm giving you a little time to gather together, I know those of you who are probably just coming from work. Again, you know, it's not, today was a holiday. I'm sure traffic was somewhat lighter to some extent. Those of you who work for the federal government, you had the day off, and again, you deserve it. Your hard work had paid off. Today, of course, is President Day. We celebrate all the presidents, those who serve. All the 46 president, we applaud you for your hard work. And those of you who may have the day off, I hope you made the best of it. You have to spend time with your children. Those of you who have children, that's awesome. And those of you who have to work, kudos to you as well. You are contributing to the American economy. As you know, the economy is very, very well. It's unfortunate the current administration is not doing well. They're not taking advantage of that. They're not have a bullhorn let them know how well the economy is doing. I get they're worried about COVID, masks, and nonsense, but then again, they should be running on the economy. The economy is doing so well. God knows what's going on here. You know, those of you who may be in the job market, those of you who may have an offer from your current position, you can get a boost in your pay because they figured, hey, if I don't take care of my employees, hey, somebody else will. So if you're smart enough, it's time that you take care of your employees. All right. Just so Mr. Odilson Ambrose just logged in. He got the day off. Mr. Odilson Ambrose, who has been a great advocate in the public education. Well, sir, this was a day well deserved. You have 3 days off, long extended weekend. Dr. Dominic from the great city of actually Miramar, Florida. Dr. Dominic, thank you for logging in. I see your thumbs up. I'm sure you're in the healthcare industry, the pharmaceutical industry, my correction, you're in the pharmaceutical industry. So you're here to take care of your fellow citizens. You did not have the day off, but then again, we applaud you for logging in. And I should also point out Dr. Dominic, who's also with the Haitian Association for Pharmacy. They will have a wonderful gala, I believe. I'm sure Dr. Dominic will most likely share this with us down the road, and which will be on the March 5th coming up. Dr. Dominic, for your great work you guys are in the pharmaceutical industry. With those of you who may want to be there, is a time. I'm going to be at this gala. I've been invited. I'll be the MC for this gala, of course. They booked me for a couple months ago, so I have no choice but to present myself, and then I will definitely pay tribute to the Haitian American Pharmacy Association, HAPA. That's it, HAPA. That's right, HAPA in the house. All right, so definitely we're going to be there. I see my older brother, Walney Duverny, Maestro Walney, from the great state of Florida, particularly in Deerfield Beach, Florida, city of Deerfield Beach, locked in. Also, Farmer Degra. Wow, interesting. Ladies and gentlemen, Farmer Degra will be celebrated this March 5th. It will be somewhere in the great city of Miramar. Those of you who may want to be mingle with the Haitian American pharmacists, there will be an ultimate time to get to mingle with your fellow Haitian American Pharmacists Association. They'll have a great show. I encourage you to do so. Thank you so much. Now I encourage you, my sister just gave me a thumbs up, say hey, best MC in town. I guess you're referring to you, my sister. You're the best MC. I'm just following your footsteps. Thank you. All right. So those of you just logging in, please call a friend. Let them know the Robert Duverny Show is on. You know, if it's Monday, if it's 8 p.m., it's the Robert Duverny Show. Well, tonight, my fellow Americans, we're going to have a wonderful show. Again, as you know, this whole month of February, it's been dedicated to It's been dedicated to Black History Month. Black History Month is something that we reveal to as African American, Haitian American. We tend to forecast and also portray what they have done, the accomplishment. Again, remember at the Robert Duverny Show, there's something that we always put emphasis on is, of course, your story can only be told by you. And then guess what? Because you are the conductor of this great symphony. What do you say, Maestro Volney? And I'm sure those of you who may be watching me, please stay tuned. The show is on. And I'd like to go into details as far as I'm going to go into details with regards to who we'll be discussing tonight. There's a great figure that we're going to be touching tonight. I want you to call a friend. I'm sure that's someone you guys may have heard. If not, well, this is what the Robert Duverny Show is, to dig and things that I believe are important to the community, and at the same time as African American to put to the forefront. So we're not going to leave them on the back burner. We're going to put them in the forefront, and then so those our children can learn from, and at the same time, those of you who may have left the history book for some time, and this is a time to reconvene and then have a glass of wine, water, or lemonade, whatever suits you best, and then while we're discussing some important issues tonight. Well, I'd like to say kudos to Lara Azor, LA, from the great city of Atlanta, and the great city of Georgia. Lara, thank you. Since your birthday, well, I've not heard from you, but again, I know your birthday, you had a lot to do, but we're glad you logged in back to the Robert Duverny Show. You're a smart young lady. You have a great future ahead of you. The fact that you know to log into this show, that means America, the future is bright. Thank you. Oh, bien-aimé. All right. See, I'm called bien-aimé, my beloved. All right. Well, tonight, the person I'm going to be talking to you about this evening is, of course, one individual that we rarely mention of her, but since we in the era that the current president right now, Mr. Biden, will be nominated a justice within the next week or so, I believe that. Oh, Lara, thank you. Well, I just got a birthday wish. Thank you, Lara. You did not forget me on my birthday. You are the best. Thank you for my birthday wish. Yes, thank you. Yes, yeah, I turned 35, right? Oh, thank you, Lara. You are the best. Thank you. What can we do without our children? They are the best. I totally forgot my birthday, but thank you for reminding me, Lara. I'm going to have a glass of wine on your behalf tonight for celebrating me tonight. Thank you so much. Thank you. Oh, Dr. Azor, ladies and gentlemen, Dr. Azor has not been on the show for quite some time. I'm sure she had the day off, so she really put the time aside today. She's also a public servant in the great state of Georgia. Thank you, Dr. Azor, for logging back in. But tonight, I guess, Lara, your daughter beat you to the show. She was smart enough to have the notification, and she was one of the first individual to log into the Robert Duverny Show. Again, we applaud you for your great work and the education field, and keep up the good work. Well, we're going to switch topic here. Tonight, we will be speaking of Mrs. Constant Baker Muttley. How many of you have heard of Constant Baker? Raise hand. Oh, she was using her phone. Okay. Outstanding, Dr. Azor. Outstanding. Thank you so much. Well, the credit's been given already. I'll probably deduct that credit from her next time if she doesn't log in on time, so she'll be deducted 2 points. You know, I'm a fair teacher, so I think also a fair professor, so I will definitely deduct 2 points. 2 points. Okay. All right. Well, how many of you have ever heard of Constant Baker Muttley? Raise hand. I mean, if you just give me yay or no. Those of you, this is someone of great achievement and someone that we ought to celebrate during this Black History Month. And then I'm going to delve into it so much more. I'm going to delve into to show some similarities between LBJ, Lyndon B. Johnson, again, of course, with President Joe Biden, Joseph R. Biden. I'm going to show some comparison here. Reason why I'm touching the Supreme Court and also the justices this evening during Black History Month is the fact that the next few days, Mr. Biden had made a promise to the African American community that when he does get the chance to nominate a justice, he would definitely choose a black woman. Now, the key word in quotation here, black woman. Black woman, for numerous reasons, has not gone well with the public because there's a somewhat of a mindset of a black woman. What a black woman to some is very difficult to deal with, and those are stereotypes. And we as African American, we as my black women who are watching the Robert Duverny Show live tonight, we need to take a different course and dictate our story, dictate our achievement. Most folks did not have a problem if you were to choose a minority. A minority could be a woman. Women fall into minority, of course. So you guys know that. So blacks. But now the issue most of our politicians, our lawmakers were having the fact that they heard the word black woman. So Mr. Cruz, I should also point out Mr. Cruz. Mr. Cruz, a guy who has a sophisticated mind when it comes to legalese. But then again, Mr. Cruz really had dropped the ball. As you know, African American women only represent 6% of the population. They're not much, and only 6% of the population. Yet you would understand that Mr. Cruz would argue that what happened to the 94% of American who that Mr. Biden disenfranchised. That's how he put it. So, and again, it's not that Mr. Cruz doesn't know. I'm sure he dealt with a lot of clerks, also a lot of Court of Appeals African American women who were very knowledgeable and also promising, who would be a good candidate for that field. But yet, again, everybody want to score political points, and they would throw anything out there just to get press coverage. And Mr. Cruz, tonight, you got to calm down because you should have never said that. And well, we have a lot of minority women who made great stride in the justice system, and not just today, but since 1960. That's the reason why tonight my topic is centered around Mrs. Motley. Mrs. Justice Motley was of course first appointed by Mr. LBJ, Lyndon B. Johnson, to be the one to serve at the in New York, Second Circuit Court of New York, District of New York. So this is a woman with well, again, Mrs. Motley was one, of course, who clerked for our famous, the first black justice to be elected. It wasn't Thomas. It wasn't Clarence Thomas, of course. It was Thurgood Marshall. You guys probably heard of Thurgood Marshall. Thurgood Marshall was the first African American to serve on the Supreme Court. He was an attorney, a civil rights attorney in New York. And then LBJ, who happened to be Democrat back in the 60s after the death of John Kennedy. As you know, John Kennedy was assassinated November 22nd, 1961, while he was, of course, in Texas. And then LBJ had to assume the presidency. So it was unfortunate. We lost him, but LBJ had, since he was the vice president, he assumed the position. He took the oath while he was in the plane heading back to Washington, because there's got to be a commander-in-chief. Well, LBJ wasted no time in securing the justice system, and he later appointed Thurgood Marshall he was nominated in 1967 to the justice to be at the highest court of the nation. So now Thurgood Marshall, which is a good thing. I mean, there's no way that back in the '60s to see a prominent African American woman to make stride, particularly in the South and also anywhere in the United States, because tension was high, and you would think that this is someone when Thurgood Marshall got that position, he had Mrs. Motley as clerk. So technically, Mr. Marshall, Justice Marshall at the time, was training her, was molding her to be ready for the next position who may be available. And then sure enough, that's exactly what happened. And I should also point out that in 1962, Mrs. Motley, of course, met with Dr. King, my favorite guy, Dr. King, Dr. Martin Luther King. As you know, Martin Luther King there was a protest in Albany, Georgia, great state of Georgia, and she was the one actually defending Dr. King, the protesters. So that was the first time they met. It was July 1962. I should also point that out. So those two met, and when I was reading about her, when I found out that she and Dr. King met, and also they created a bond for public justice. I mean, it was great. And she had the chance later on to visit Dr. King while Dr. King was in prison, in jail actually. She said really why she took that, because there's someone who's willing to die for a cause he deeply believed in. And those were the exact words of Mrs. Motley regarding Dr. King. So Dr. King and Mrs. Motley, they worked together. And then Mrs. Motley would eventually was appointed by LBJ, of course, again, to serve as the district attorney for circuit in New York. So that was very powerful. It's very, very, very powerful. Very powerful. I mean, this is no joke, because. And then the beauty about it, Mrs. Motley worked also with NAACP, and then as an attorney, she was a civil rights attorney. She made great stride, and then the idea tonight, of course, is the fact that Mrs. Motley did not stop there. Mrs. Motley knew that she had a job to do, and for a group of people. And Mrs. Motley saw her position as an opportunity to advance cause that she deeply believed in. And this is who we're celebrating tonight. Mrs. Motley went on and made great stride. She left us in 2005, and she lived a wonderful life. And she really was one who worked with Thurgood Marshall. As you know, Thurgood Marshall left us in 1993. But actually, Mrs. Motley really made her mark in the American justice system, particularly for minorities and the kids that she argued before the Supreme Court. Should also point out that this is, again, this is trivia for you. Mrs. Motley, had she been here with us tonight, okay, I'm sure the opposing party would not even give her a chance. Yet, there's so much talent there that will totally gone to waste, or we wouldn't get the recognition that she deserved. Mrs. Motley was one who actually argued, listen to this now, Mrs. Motley argued 10 cases before the Supreme Court. Not the Florida Supreme Court, not the Ohio Supreme Court, the United States Supreme Court. Out of 10, she won 9. Can you imagine that? Can you imagine? So for you to come before the Supreme Court and argue a case so eloquent and won 9 out of those? That speaks volume. Now, this is who we are knowing tonight. And then I still believe that there are those who are here that probably in the shortlist of Mr. Biden who may have the same tenacity, the same energy to represent a people who are smart as Mrs. Motley, Justice Motley. Now, think about it. If we were to have someone like this, of this caliber, I think this could not go unnoticed. So this is who we're celebrating tonight. We're celebrating not only Mrs. Motley, we're also celebrating Thurgood Marshall, who actually made ways to have Mrs. Motley to clerk for him while he was at the Supreme Court, and which later Mr. LBJ, President LBJ, was able to nominate her to the second district in New York, which is very powerful. The second, you probably hear the District of New York pop up quite a few the last few weeks, because this is the one that will be looking into the former president dealing, and then it's very powerful. I mean, there's no immunity. There's a state, and then the federal level. This is some serious stuff. So whenever you come in from that court, that court there, your next point is the Supreme Court. So this is what we're celebrating tonight. I just have a quick question here. Dr. Israel just said, when is Biden going to make the nomination? That's a good question. Mr. Biden is paused right now to make it public. So I think he has so much on his plate right now. He's dealing with the war. As you know, on the international front, Russia is after something. They're after something. So they're just playing. They're playing hard. And Mr. Biden has so much on his plate. He needs to get off COVID, right? Tell those of you who are watching the Robert Duverny Show, call your representative, call Mr. Biden, call the senators, tell them get off COVID. COVID, we're done with COVID now. All right, past COVID, let's start talking about the economy, how well the economy is doing. Let's talk about the American people. This is what we need to talk about these days. I'm tired of COVID. I'm sure most of you watching the Robert Duverny Show tonight are tired of COVID as well. So I'm sure when Mr. Biden clear his mind a little bit, he will definitely make the announcement, let us know who he will eventually nominate to the Supreme Court. So I have some good feelings who he would pick, and I'd like to hear from you if you have heard, if you have I'd like to share. Dr. Israel, I'd like to take your take as well. Who you are rooting for? Who you have who you think that will be a good choice? Yes, who you think will be a good choice for the Supreme Court? And then I have someone in mind, and I'd like to see if we're on the same page. But then again, that nomination should be coming sometime this week. That's for sure. Just be on the lookout. So they normally like to drop the bombshell like Friday, Friday in daytime, so that so you can linger over it over the weekend. The TV ratings are gonna be up. So just be on the lookout this Friday. He didn't call me, he didn't text me. I'll have that contact with him again at the Robert Duverny Show. I should always put that disclaimer outside that we do not pledge any allegiance to any party. We are independent thinkers here. We have transcended party line. So we're here for the American people, and that's what we serve, and that's who we serve, and this is who we have in mind. So I look forward for Mr. Biden to nominate someone this Friday, for sure. Friday morning around 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock. Be on the lookout, okay? Be on the lookout. It will be the 25th, so because next Monday is the 28th, so he had made a promise that by the end of this month he will make his selection. And I do have someone in mind. Okay. I got Mr. Boney from the great state of New York. Y'all just said your discussion is great and we appreciate it. Can we add Charles Hamilton Houston to the list? He paved the way for the Honorable Marshall. Oh, definitely. Thank you, Mr. Boney. Very good, very good. Well, welcome to the Robert Duverny Show. It's always a pleasure. That's awesome. Oh, it's Vanessa. She's liking it. Okay. Oh, Council Boney. Awesome. Well, thank you for logging in, Council Bonnie. Thank you so much. I thought it was your father-in-law, but definitely, I will definitely. Well, next Monday is the 28th. I will definitely in Hamilton. Yes, definitely, definitely. That's one who I admire a great deal as well. Since we're gonna nominate a woman to the Supreme Court, I figured I wanted to make the parallel between. Miss Motley, of course, Constance Baker Motley, with someone from South Carolina. That's my guess. That's my guess. Maybe I may be wrong. I may be wrong, but I'm almost certain that Mr. Biden is leaning toward appointing, actually nominate Mrs. Michelle Charles from the great state of South Carolina. Okay, all right. Oh, that's right. Very good, very good. So just stay tuned, because the reason why I'm pointing out Michelle Charles is the fact that she went to a public university. Nothing, and also Mr. Irrelevant. I'm referring to Lindsey. Okay. So I'm referring to. Senator Lindsey Graham from the great state of South Carolina, who would in line, because this is someone from his state. He would love to see someone to the Supreme Court coming from South Carolina, and someone he can vote for. So Mr. Biden most likely probably choose Michelle Charles. Michelle Charles. You guys want to look her up? She's very gifted. She's right on. I think she'll be a great justice, and without a doubt. All right. Dr. Hazel just say, I don't have any names, but any of the black candidates will be overqualified. Wow. Thank you, Dr. Hazel, for your for your modesty. All right, because black women always have the to be extraordinary for any position of power. Yeah, that I second this for sure. I would definitely second this. I've met so many great black women, women in general. I should give that kudos to. They're very detail-oriented, and if there's case to be done, to be laid out, I think a woman justice will be just fine. I think that there's 3 right now, and the justice. I think we need more women in there. Yeah, I think there's too many men in there. There's 9 justices. There's actually 5. Actually 6 male and then 3 women. And also, I think it's time that we bring another female justice, make it 5-4, and hopefully one of these guys drop, and then we can bring another woman, because. There's a saying in Washington: if you want anything to get done, get a woman. They'll get it done. Because we men, we tend to go into our philosophy and waste time. But women tonight, I hope I get your vote. I'm on your camp. All right, I'm on your camp, definitely. Without you women, the world would be lost. And the reason why I think Mr. Biden was wise enough to bring someone, a minority woman, to the fold. I mean, it just represents America. I mean, this is common sense. We don't have to be a rocket science to figure this out. It's just common sense. This is the sample of America. I mean, at the highest court. I mean, this is perfect. And you need someone who's going to come in and to represent the nation, and different views, different approach. Different core beliefs, different set of approach. I think this is great. I think that's a debate we ought to have, and I applaud President Biden for picking a black woman to be the next justice, and hopefully Lindsey Graham will vote for her. I'm sure that she'll be coming from South Carolina. Again, look out for Michelle Charles. Okay, Michelle Charles will be the one. All right, my lovely sister Esther Pierre-Louis, EPL. Well, welcome on the Robert Duverny Show. Thank you for logging in. Those of you who are coming in right now, again, we thank you for logging in on a regular basis. Without you, the show wouldn't be what it is tonight. I applaud you. All right. Sounds good. Sounds good. Well, Dr. Israel, I'm going to close the show. You're making me laugh too much about damn Instagram, man. Well, ever since my man, my maverick in the Senate from Arizona, John McCain passed, Mr. Lindsey Graham really lost it. I don't know what Kool-Aid he's drinking, but he's drinking all kind of Kool-Aid, man. Back in the 90s, we had Kool-Aid was 99 cents in a big old gallon. I don't know what Kool-Aid. All right, Dr. Israel, you're making me laugh too much there. I think it's been a great show. Oh, my sister Lenya Gallen says I got her vote. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I got one vote. That's a good start. You start with a one vote tonight. That's a good thing. And thank you so much. Thank you so much. All right. Well, my fellow viewers, the show wouldn't be the same without you. I look forward to seeing you every Monday at 8 p.m. And it's a great show. And remember that we're celebrating African American History Month. I think this is a time that we can reflect and let our children know the importance. And then next week, the 28th, I'd like to touch some on some Haitians who made great stride in the U.S. as well, and also abroad, Haiti as well, because it's Black History Month. We'd like to touch those as well. But I think it was important that we touch base on Constant Baker Motley, who was somewhat of a pioneer woman in the justice system, and one who made great stride and who really made an impact. And this is what we celebrate tonight. And again, it's been a great show. I love your enthusiasm, your can-do attitude. There were some questions there were very good, and you know what? You guys make me better at the show, and the fact that we can engage on a regular basis, this is great. Again, when this show was created, it was created with you indeed in mind. Thank you so much, my fellow Americans. And if it's Monday, if it's 8 p.m., it's the Robert Duverny Show. Well, stay tuned for more, and then we'll be back here, God's willing, next Monday at the same time, 2000 hours. If it's Monday, if it's 8 p.m., it's the Robert Duverny Show. Until we see you again, my fellow Americans, have a wonderful evening. Please stay tuned for more. Thank you so much, and we look forward to